Live. Okay, so we're live. Hey guys, we're joined again by Kevin Jess, and we are going to be reviewing Gemini Man. Whoa, whoa, just one second. I just had major background noise. Okay, okay, go ahead. So you can go ahead and do a little recap since you're better at that than me, and then I'm gonna rant for a while.
I don't know. I'll try. Uh, so Gemini Man with Will Smith, and there was some hype about this movie. Uh,
Yeah, a lot of hype.
consider how in the technology that they used to create Will Smith as a younger version of himself. So the story is he plays an American government agent whose job is to be an assassin, and he and it sort of tells you a lot about that, and you even see some of it. But obviously he gets framed. Um, I guess you could call it. They think that he has information or something, and so they want to kill him. This is the story that you're given, right? And it's him basically, for one thing, trying to get away from it, but also to fight back. And he's joined by a couple of friends, one that he had just met, another old friend, in his battle to curb this. And then they discover that the person who is after him uh, is his clone, and it's that's the story. It's
Yeah,
just basically him, getting back at the person who did all this, who did
yeah.
the cloning, did the and then of
Oh
course
my gosh.
yeah.
I don't even. Okay, so here I don't even. I got so many issues that I don't really know where to begin.
Okay.
I hated. Okay, so I wanted to like this movie. I went in there knowing that it had gotten bad reviews, and I was really disappointed. But by that, but one thing that bothered me even about the trailer was the dialogue and the fact that they gave away too much. I mean, I don't want to know right away that this is his clone going after him. I don't want to know that right away. I want to go into that. That would have made the movie. Don't you think that would have made the movie way better if you had not known that was a surprise?
Well, I didn't see the trailer.
Okay, well then
Yeah.
you're in luck because you basically, if you see the trailer, you've seen the movie pretty much.
Okay.
Just one second. So I was literally I was kind of bored at parts. I found I didn't think that it was going to drag on and be a boring type of movie because it's Will Smith, and normally pretty much I like pretty much everything that he's in, and for a performance, he did the best that he could with what he got. The script was terrible. What did you think of the dialogue of the movie?
I thought it was horrible.
Yeah, it was just so bad. It was like
Yeah.
a first draft of like the script. It was like they didn't put any effort into it. Then what felt like to me was that they put all this money into having this movie that has almost okay CGI, but because they put a ton of money and then just spent no effort in the script and making sure that it had a like depth. There was no depth. It was just terrible.
Basically, it was a Bruce Willis movie without Bruce Willis.
Yes.
Okay, and no punchlines,
Yeah,
right? That
exactly.
Yeah, and it's a movie that everyone's seen before.
Yes, and they tried to make it different by having this clone thing going on, but
Yeah.
we already knew that that was going to happen by the trailer. Everybody knew that. So we're hoping to go into this depth something different. And another like there's so many problems, there's so many issues with this. Don't people realize, or don't these people who did this movie realize that when you clone somebody, you're not making the exact person? You can't do that. They're just gonna be a twin. They're not gonna be like a you're they're talking like about these people that they've cloned as if they're the exact person. They don't seem to get the concept of cloning. Cloning is just your features. It's not your personality. And like that, and they're trying to pull off like that scene when they in the catacombs where he's like, you don't sleep until you stay up all night, don't you? You're still a virgin. You know what I mean? Like, remember that
Yeah,
scene where
yeah,
he was going on and he's like, you you're what, 23 and some, I don't know. He's just going on and on. It's so forget. This movie was so forgettable that I'm starting to literally forget half the movie. It was
and what got me is like I like really good fight scenes.
me
Okay,
too.
and the fight in the catacombs between the two of them. Okay, that was like the silliest thing I ever seen.
I know.
It looked like a like two women who were fighting, like slapping, and you know what
Yeah,
I mean.
and these are
It's
supposed to
this
be
frantic slapping.
like what this is what I felt like they were trying to pull off, okay? Another issue that I had was that okay, this guy's supposed to be this amazing assassin, the top one in the world or something like that.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see more of him doing that kind of stuff. I didn't see much. All I saw was him trying to chase after his twin. You see one scene in the beginning
In the beginning on the train, which was
yeah,
kind of impressive.
that was yeah, but you don't see anything else. Like I didn't get any feel for him. So what I felt like they were trying to pull off was that he was John Wick and you know that type of and pull off some sort of, but they didn't show anything that would made me that was impressed me like you see with John Wick. Like when John Wick's dog ties and he goes after those guys,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
those epic moments like that. You don't
Yeah.
see anything like that impressive from him. You
No.
know, like
There was the bike scene.
that was
The, but
cool, but
that was.
it wasn't great. And this there was some CGI effects that were good, but at the it's like later on toward the movie as further on the movie went down the line, it just got worse and worse and worse. Like
Oh, it did.
at the end, it was literally like at the end of the last scene when it was they were outside, like his younger self looked like it's one of the Sim characters that I play right now. Like it was that
It did.
it's
Yeah.
that level. It's so bad.
Yeah. It did. It did look bad. And the thing is that he didn't look like that when you look back at Will Smith when he was young, right? Like when say he was in Prince of Bel-Air, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that clone didn't look like that.
No, no, he didn't. They should have. They had so much to work with, knowing what he looks like. You know what I mean? Like,
That's what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they had so much to work with. There wasn't just photographs here, okay?
hmm
They had a lot of things to work with, and really, like Will Smith hasn't really changed a whole lot. And I felt that even in the movie, he looked young. And according to that, he's 51 years old.
yeah,
And and I thought, he looks younger than 51 anyway, right? And I think they tried to accentuate that he had some gray hair, like in the back of his head. They
well, that's
would
the
show the
thing.
back of his head a lot,
Yeah, they
and it was
tried to age
accentuating
him
the
up.
gray hair. And I'm like, yeah, you had to do that because his face looks so darn young,
Yeah,
right? And
this was
but
a bad actor to pick for this because they should have picked somebody who actually looks their age. Will Smith has one of those people that face has never changed for some reason,
yeah,
and I feel like
should have been Bruce Willis.
yeah.
It should have.
Well, I heard on one review somebody was saying that they should have been like Denzel Washington would have pulled off a better character than this and probably been able
Yeah,
to pull off the horrible dialogue a little better because Will Smith may be a good actor, but he's not a fantastic actor. Like
no,
he's
no, he's
not.
not.
To me anyway. I mean, a lot of people think that he is, but I don't know. for me.
I prefer him in more comedic roles,
Me too.
right?
He
But
was.
you
I
know,
liked
he,
him in Suicide Squad. I
yeah,
thought that he did. I liked him as Deadshot, but that and that was like kind of the extent of it because he was kind of humorous in that.
yeah,
And of course, Fresh Prince of Bel Air is one of my favorite comedies. You
yeah,
know, like but this was there's so many issues with plot holes with this movie. I mean, like they kept on saying things like, well, "How can you find us so soon?" Like, and they mentioned there's like a chip in him, so they could have killed him easily, like many times, and yet they still need to have it this younger him do it. Like
yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
yeah,
This is probably one of the worst movies I've seen since Hellboy, the newest Hellboy movie.
yeah,
That was yeah, so
yeah.
much.
I wasn't, I wasn't. I'm not a fan of the movie, in any way. Like I said, there was a couple good scenes, but you know, for the price of a ticket to the theater,
Well,
you are really let down.
that's the thing, and they put so much effort. Did you know they've been working on this movie for 2 decades?
Really?
Yeah, yeah, they've been
Well,
working
and
on
that's
it.
what you get for 20
That
years of work?
Yeah, and it flopped at the box office because it came out at the same time as Joker,
Yeah.
also as the new Adams Family remake, because kids are gonna or families are going to go see that on Halloween with their kids, you know. And
Hmm.
then up against this, like this, and this is what I'm confused about. Like the critics on Rotten Tomatoes gave this a 25%,
Yeah.
and the but the audience score gave it like an 80 something. And
Really?
yeah, but in IMDb, it got like a point something,
I think
5.7.
they have bots. I think that they have bots that are doing all this stuff. I
Well,
really,
yeah, I don't know. I would gave it like a half a star. I hate it so much. I like there was really nothing. The jokes fell flat for me, and I didn't feel anything for anybody in the movie. There was no
I
nothing.
liked his sidekick, the girl there.
She was the best. She was the only part of the movie that was a little bit watchable.
Yes.
But and then there was but they just kept on like clone, and then they had that third clone that they found
Yes.
that said like he wasn't able to feel pain, and
Yes.
they were trying to make it this they were trying to complicate the storyline by to add some depth to it, but it just didn't work. It's just this was just I don't know, a big really big letdown for me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. There's not really a whole lot to really talk about with
no,
that movie.
no, this
Like,
is pretty much gonna end pretty early. Um, I just basically wanted to get this out there just because there is a lot of everything that I've seen. There's only been like I think maybe one person that I watched that thought it was okay, and actually a couple people thought it was okay, but I hated it. I hated it so much.
oh yeah. Yeah. There was
I
not.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of anything else that I might want to say about this movie because it's just such a simple dumb thing that there really isn't too much to discuss, which makes it sad because the fact that there isn't even too much, there's just nothing. It was just this movie was literally just nothing. But
Yeah,
so
because like I said before, it's a movie that we've all seen.
yeah.
Okay, we've all seen this movie, and I just think that I don't know how much money they spent on that movie, but I
Oh, it
meant
had. Oh my
quite
God,
a bit.
I'm gonna look it up right now because I think it had a massive budget. They were doing this different type of thing where they were doing wanting to do it in 4K, but apparently there's no 4K theaters and 120 frame rate uh for where no movie's ever done that before. Like the most you're gonna see is like a 40 or 60 frames per second. But just one second, I'm gonna look up the budget because I want to know. Gemini. I don't even remember the names of the people in the movie.
Henry.
That's
His name
all.
was Henry.
I forgot that too. I checked out halfway through. I'm like my mind just kind of started to wander because it was just so 138 million.
Yeah. Now you see, now can you imagine what you could have done with $138 million? You could have made a good movie,
Yeah.
right? And no, they didn't. I'm sure he doesn't care because he's getting, uh, Smith there, he's getting paid, so he don't care. But I would if I mean any serious actor would care. Although, I forget what that guy's name. Oh my gosh, he's a British guy. He often plays in Batman movies. He's British.
What is does he play Alfred or
Alfred, yes, he played Alfred for a bit, and he doesn't now, but he's played in like so many movies,
mhm
and his name escapes me. But he's a very famous actor, and
mhm
he's getting older now, right? So, but anyway, and they asked him in an interview one time because here this guy is one of the great actors, okay,
mhm
and yet he'd play in a movie like Jaws 3D, okay, which was a bad movie.
I never
And
saw it.
well, anyway, he plays in it, and numerous other movies that would you would
I
consider like why would an actor of his caliber play in a movie? He said he said I just want to work,
yeah yeah.
right?
And as
And
long as
that's
you're out there and you're known, I guess it doesn't matter what kind of
yes.
movies that
And
that
so
you're in.
hopefully Will Smith has the same attitude because this is a bad movie.
Mhm. Yeah. And it's not his first. That's for sure.
No, it's not. It's not. Um, he has played in some serious roles that are good. Like, oh, what was the name of that movie that he played in? It was a true story, and he was homeless, and he had a child, and he was trying to get through school, and
Oh, I know what you mean. I can't
yeah,
remember
he
now.
was very good in that.
I liked I Am Legend. That was probably one of my favorite
Yeah, I liked
ones.
I Am Legend. Yeah, yeah,
Um, oh, what was I gonna say? But he, it's kind of the same thing. Like Keanu Reeves says, like he doesn't, he will pick up any movie that if whether he thinks that people are gonna like it or not, he just looks at what he wants. He just picks what he wants to do. He's like for every, he'll do a Lake House movie, and then he'll do a Matrix movie, and he'll just,
yeah.
you know what I mean. And that's kind of the same thing with Will Smith. Well, anyway, so what did okay, before we end this, let's give our rating. What do you give it out of 10?
Um, a two.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It was that bad.
Yeah,
Well,
I can't get that part of my life back.
I know it was such a waste. I was just like just so disappointed and just so bored. It was, but there was some parts that I laughed at that were supposed to be serious. I wish that we could have that we'd watched it together because we would have probably got a great laugh.
I don't know. I would have started talking like in the middle of it to try and you know, because I'd be falling asleep, you
I
know,
know, so
and
I think next we should probably do the new Terminator one.
yeah,
We need to check that one
yeah.
out.
Now, see, it wouldn't have been a good movie to watch with your mother because she would have talked and talked.
What is with that? She used to do that even in the theater to
Oh
me.
yeah, she would, and people
That
would
when
get
we went to
angry.
see Titanic, she would have to tell me every little thing that was going on, and talk the whole time. I don't like I can't I don't get that, but she
I
was
don't know.
a talker, and during movies that used to drive me insane. I'd be like, "Mom, please." Then she would be like, "What?" To get
And she's
insulted.
mad if you point it out.
Yeah, I know. Oh my.
Yeah, she'd
Oh,
always come back. I go, Sheila, shh, shh, you know, and you don't tell me what to do.
I know. That's exactly how she'd react, and she'd talk loud in the theater. And she then and if you said anything to her about it, she'd get loud about
Yeah,
being
yeah,
insulted.
she get louder. Oh yeah, Yeah, she do that. That's true. I learned like you had to really be inventive in how you were, you know,
Yeah, how to
and
use it. Yeah.
I would never point. I learned never to point out that other people were having a problem hearing because she was talking over them, over the movie. So I say, Sheila, I'm trying. I really enjoy this movie, and I'm trying to hear it, but you know, and then she quite if it was kept that way, but if I pointed it out and it embarrassed her,
Yeah.
that then she'd start even being worse.
Yep. Yeah, I can see that. I remember those days. Oh my. Well, I get to go watch Batwoman tonight, so I'm pretty excited. So I will let you go now, and we will probably plan something else, some other review. Hopefully goes, better than this one. Hopefully the next movie we watch isn't such a dud. This was no Joker.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
All right. Thanks for coming on.
no problem.
Bye
Anytime.
bye.
Bye bye.
All right, guys. So that was our quick review of Gemini Man. Yeah, I definitely was not a fan of this movie. I really went into it with an open mind because I just try to shut out what the critics say, and if and it, I try to just not look before I watch a movie. But this was kind of like all over the place. You couldn't really avoid it because it had been out for a few weeks now. I think it came out on the 11th or something like that. But anyway, terrible, terrible, terrible movie. So I honestly wouldn't even recommend spending the money on it. I if But if you insist and want to check it out for yourself, then you never know. You might be one of the few that finds it good, because there are some people who liked it, but it just wasn't for me. Anyway, guys, I will hopefully be on tomorrow. I am dying to get some gaming time in. I just haven't had a chance last couple today, so I will hopefully be on tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.